Master Ferdinand from Sri Lanka. Presently, I am at one of my students' residencies and doing a recording. I would like to speak to you on the topic, is the voice of the people is the voice of God. It is a political topic, or one may say it's a topic which speaks on how the voting system works, or for example, the proportionate system of voting and the electoral system of voting. In the proportionate system of voting, the saying, the voice of the people is the voice of God, comes into play, because the political party that gets the majority of the votes comes into power. But not so in the electoral system of voting. Here it is each electorate. For example, a political party can come into power which does not have 50% of the votes, but may have over 50% of the electoral districts. So this is the difference between the two political voting systems. One may say that if one looks at the United Kingdom, where it is said the cradle of democracy exists, it is a place where the electoral system of voting comes into play. Here in the United Kingdom, there can be governments that come into power that does not have the majority vote, or for example, that does not have 50% of the valid votes cast. So this is a big deficiency in the voting system, and political analysts say that anywhere in the world one cannot find a voting system that is perfect. Countries like Australia have mixed both these two systems together, that means the proportionate system of voting and the electoral system of voting. But still there are deficiencies. So if one is trying to seek for a perfect system of voting, there isn't anywhere in the world. And another criticism leveled against the proportionate system of voting is that candidates have to spend a large amounts of money in their political campaign, because the area is very large they have to cover. For example, in Sri Lanka, in the Colombo district, it's around 1 million voters. So to get one's campaign to 1 million voters, one has to spend a lot of money or get the help of businessmen who are willing to invest. And this way a lot of corruption sets in. So the new concept in Sri Lanka where some candidates use is they appeal to the public to give them funds. For example, to give them 100 rupees each. Then that way they are able to cover their political campaign, and that way they don't have to look into businessmen who will fund their campaigns, and in the end when they come into power they have to give these businessmen certain contracts which may be detrimental to society. And another critique of the proportionate system of voting is that one has to look at true light to find one's MP. The reason for this is there are so many MPs for a district. For example, in Sri Lanka, in the Colombo district, you may be getting around 22 MPs. So to find one's MP, one has to see true light. So these are some of the drawbacks in the proportionate system. But if one is looking at a democratic point of view, the proportionate system can be the most democratic, because the political party which gets over 50% of the vote only can come into office. But not so in the electoral system. It is said that the United Kingdom is the place where democracy was born, or the cradle of democracy. But they too don't have a voting system that is completely democratic. Or one may say that the Westminster system of governance was introduced to the world by the United Kingdom. So even they too, in their voting system, which is the electoral voting system, is not a perfect system, because governments that do not have 50% of the power can come into power even in the United Kingdom. With these thoughts, and one may ponder at some of these things that I have told, I will close.